Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be jumping through and going over quickly the 4 games from yesterday, the first day of the wild card. If you've been here on this channel for the past couple of years, at least from the very beginning per se, you know I used to do these review videos every morning, even during the season. So I'm going to just jump in and see if there's anyone really enjoying it. Want to just do a quick recap. It's just gonna be quick, not gonna do any highlights, not gonna do anything like that. Talk about the games, talk about the upcoming games today. It's only gonna be a few minutes, so let's just jump right into it. Before I do, subscribe to the channel if you are new, because yeah, we do baseball, but when baseball's over, I'll switch over to football. Power rankings for that will start. We'll do some previews, spreads maybe before the week each week, and hockey's around the corner too. I like hockey, but we don't really have a lot of people on that, but maybe I'll do some videos for that as well. First game of the week, of the day, of the playoffs, you name it. The Rangers took the Rays and shut them out 4-0. Pretty interesting game. Of course, Glass now going out for the Rays. Montgomery for Texas. That has just been a monster pickup for Texas at the trade deadline. Montgomery has been lights out for them down the stretch, especially picking up some big key wins, especially in those Seattle games. But yeah, Texas takes this one. They get out to an early lead in that second inning, and they just shut the door on them overall. Seager has a big game, 2 hits, an RBI, gets on base 3 times. Pretty big stats there. Carter, he came in clutch. He had 2 doubles in this game. Big for them. Bottom of the lineup, delivering for Texas. That was probably my biggest concern for Texas, is this depth of lineup, but they're solid. They're a solid offense. They showed that all season long. The run differential was there. The pitching, maybe a little bit questionable, but in a 3-game set, they definitely did not deserve the underdog stats that they were getting. On the Tampa Bay side, they got 6 hits, like nothing to shake your head at. Rosarina got 2, Paredes, Meade all got 1, a couple guys with 1, and then Walls as well with 2s. We saw no home runs in this game, but one thing I did notice early, especially when watching this game, is the stolen bases are going to be clutch, going to be in there. Got Tavares with 1, Carter with 1 as well. So Carter probably player of the game in this one. If not, you got to give it to Montgomery. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 Ks, and the shutout. Chapman and Leclerc coming in to close the door. It looks like Leclerc's going to be getting in that closer role maybe for them, and he's definitely been pitching in a lot of key situations for them down the stretch there. Glass now goes 5, 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks, and 8 Ks. So not a great outing for Glass now. Today we're going to see Eovaldi going up against Eflin. It's do or die now for the Rays, and that's going to be the story for a lot of these teams. We'll jump into the game that, if people started joining the channel after my prediction video, this is going to be the one everyone wants to talk about. Of course, I picked the Jays to go to the World Series in the American League, but after this first couple of innings, even after the first inning, I started to get the shakes. Maybe discounting a bit here that this offense needs to find it. It's only a 3-game set. Of course, if you're going to pick a team in this wildcard run to go to the World Series, you're taking a massive risk, because these 3-game series can go either way. American League's wide open, and the Twins are showing exactly that they deserve to be here yesterday. Pablo Lopez has a great outing, and really it's Lewis that carries the day for the Twins. He hits 2 home runs, knocks in all of the runs for the Twins. Other than that, you got Kepler with 1 hit, Correa with 1 hit, Taylor with 1 hit. So they only had 6 or 5 hits on the day, and they score the 3 runs, but it's enough. The Jays, on the other hand, they actually out-hit the Twins with 6. They had a couple of times where they had guys in scoring position throughout the day. They just could not cash. Guerrero, the only guy that had hit a extra bases hit with a double for the Blue Jays. Bichette looking good, 2 hits. They got to do something in this next outing. We'll look at here. Gosman goes 4, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 3 walks. So not a great outing that you want to see from your ace in this kind of situation. Really came down to the 2 home runs. They really hurt the Jays. Of course, Lopez on the other side, 5.2, 1 earned run, 3 Ks. Gave him 5 hits. Good outing. Nothing to write home about. Gave up a lot of chances. The Jays had their chances. The bullpen came in for the Twins, closed the door in the 8th and 9th, both getting 2 strikeouts. close. Durant gets the first save of the playoffs, I guess. Next up today, we will resume this one, of course. Berrios is going to get the call for the Jays. There is word that Bassett might come out of the bullpen should they need him to. Everything's going to be on the line. Of course, the Jays do have Kikuchi to potentially pitch Game 3 should that happen. Whereas on the other side, the Twins have Sonny Gray. So I would give a little bit of the advantage here to the Twins. But Berrios has had his chances this season. He's been monster in certain spaces, and in other days he does have a little bit of concern. Hopefully we see the best side of Berrios today and have a game go to 3. Next up, this game was wild. Arizona 6, Brewers 3. And Brewers got out to a 3-0 lead after 2. And at that point, with Burns on the mound, you're kind of like, all right, Brewers are going to take this one. Arizona made a gamble by not sending out Gallen, not sending out Merrill Kelly. They sent out Fat. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Sorry, guys. I wasn't listening for that, but I call him Fat. But he went out there and gave up those 3 early. And then the D-backs went over to Nelson. We'll talk about that in a second. But Carroll, what a debut for this guy. He had 1 home run. He had, was it a stolen base? No, he didn't get a stolen base, but he went 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. So he was on base 4 times leading this team. And I read in some articles that if the Diamondbacks are going to get in there, it's going to be on the back of him. And right now, he is showing why that writer was right. It's kind of wild. On the other hand, Christian Walker in that cleanup spot also had a monster game. He had a double in there. He had that one hit that really put it to bed in the 9th there where he knocked in a couple of runs. So he had 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and then overall there was a couple home runs coming from the Diamondbacks. Marte got one, Moreno got one, so they knocked them around, and most of them coming in off Burns, all 3 of them actually. Walker also had a stolen base, Pham had a stolen base, so you're going to see that a little bit probably consistent now that playoffs are going. It's going. Fat goes 2.2 with 3 earned runs before we had some closers come in to go for about an inning and a half. Nelson, he was to come in, and I expected him, of course, being a starter for most of the season, to go more than 1 out, but he only went 1 out because he loaded the bases. And then Thompson came in there and got it done. Milwaukee was not without chances in this game. They had so many chances to score runs, and they just could not close the door. Burns goes 4 earned runs, 5 Ks, giving up 3 home runs. Just not great at all. As you can see here, 12 hits for the Brewers to 9. So the hits does not tell the whole story. Of course, you got to score the runs to win the games. Last game of the night. This is one I didn't get to watch too much because I was watching more of the Milwaukee game. And, of course, they were on mostly at the same time. But kind of went as expected, I think, here. Phillies, they get out to a 3-0 lead by the 4th before the Marlins tack one on in the 7th. But the Phillies add that insurance run in the 8th there. No home runs in this game at all, but I guess the highlight of the game is this top of the lineup. Almost everyone on the Phillies got a hit. Of course, the only one that didn't is the guy that pinch hits there, Marsh. We got Turner with 2, Castellanos with 2. This lineup for the Phillies is going to be consistent, I think, and it's great start for them. On the other side, Bell gets 3 hits and a couple of other hits there. So 11 hits to 7. Phillies do walk away with a big one here. I forgot to mention, too, in that Arizona Brewers game, they got Zach Gallen going out today, so they could very well close the door. But Peralta does answer. We'll see how that's going to be interesting. But on this game, Game 2, we're going to see Aaron Nola versus Braxton Garrett. It's do or die. It's do or die time for all these teams, guys. There's 4 games last night. Playoffs is just wild. Anything can happen. So I expect a couple of these games to force a Game 3. We're going to see some teams probably go home today. It's probably expected, right? We got 4 teams facing elimination today. If you're going to guess who's going to get eliminated today, I'm going to say it's going to be the Marlins. And I honestly worry. The Brewers, you got me worried now. You didn't win the game I expected you to win with Burns on the mound. And definitely when you're facing not one of their top aces. Now they have 2 shots to close the door on you. That Game 3 could be very ugly, considering Woodruff is not going to be there. So who do you have being eliminated today? I got the Brewers being eliminated. I got the Marlins being eliminated. I think we're going to see the NL wrap up. I do want to see the Jays win, of course, so I'm not going to predict that, but it very well could. Sonny Gray going out there. It's going to be not a good situation. It could be ugly again for the Jays with a 2-game exit. And then we got Tampa Bay going up against Eovaldi, who had a monster year. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be a few teams going home today, and it's going to be not as much baseball tomorrow, which is a little bit sad, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. If you guys want to stay along for the next review, videos, join the community, all that fun stuff, Discord below. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We'll be doing these each morning, probably around 6:37 a.m. Pacific time. Until then, guys, we will see you for that next video. Thanks for watching.